Good morning. It's Leza live on the radio, on the news, 103.5 FM, KYCA on a Tuesday morning. Matt Henshaw, how you doing?
I'm here.
You're here, yeah. Well, that's better than we can say for Drew. Did Drew go on assignment this morning, Jason Zinzaletta?
I'm guessing he did.
Did he just not show up?
No, I knew he wasn't going to be here.
Okay, well, he didn't tell us he wasn't going to be here. When did he tell you? Let's get to the bottom of this.
Earlier than you found out, but later than I was expecting.
Okay.
It's not good.
Fairly late last night.
Oh, late last night. Oh, I hope he's okay. I just texted him, where are you? And then I sent a request for his location. So if he responds within the hour, we'll know exactly.
What is it these days? People have things to do and they go somewhere. They don't need to be tracked, do they?
Well, I mean, he's part of the dream team, Jason. I mean, you don't just not show up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Right?
I was going to say, people don't need to be tracked, and you should probably talk to Facebook, Google, Apple,
right,
Amazon,
yes,
everybody, because they track all of us.
We're getting tracked all the time. Well, I'm happy that you're here, Jason Zinzaletta, filling in for Drew Imity this morning on Leza Live. And I'm glad you're here because I want you to tell the folks about all of our new websites and our new apps for all of our new stations.
I don't know. Nobody tells me anything.
Oh, you're the one that knows everything. You are all-knowing.
Okay.
The only issue I have is I don't have a picture of Jason to put up on the feed.
Oh, can you take one?
No,
Here,
you need to take one quick.
Okay.
Quick, and send it over,
All right.
and so people know what he looks like.
Okay, that's a good one. Okay, so can you tell us about where people can catch all of our other stations on the apps and streaming and websites and all that good stuff, please?
Well, okay, you might as well just end for the hour. This is
Right.
going to take a while.
Right.
We have a few new websites. We talked about 93.5 FM, which is our Prescott Classic Rock station, and I have an announcement on that too, but I'll get to that in a minute.
Okay.
But we have a free app on there, so if you're driving around and you like 93.5 after you listen to Leza and after you listen to Leza's noon show over on Magic 99.1,
Right.
Don't forget that.
Thank you, Jason. Wow, I
Well,
appreciate that.
It's true, and you can hear Leza on the 99.1 Magic app as well, and that's on Magic991Prescott.com. Okay,
Right.
so there you go.
Okay.
All right. We also have the app for 93.5. We just got the app late last week for the team 1450 AM. That's KNOT.
Just in time to hear the Bradshaw Mountain Prescott High School baseball game today at 3 o'clock.
Today at 3. So
Yes.
if you don't have an AM radio, sitting on your desk or next to you at work, I mean, why wouldn't you? But
Well,
shame on all of
really,
you.
do you have one on your desk, Jason?
I've got 3.
Nice.
3.
I knew you were going to have a good answer.
3. Anyway, you can tune in on your app. You just go to theteam1450.com. And again, a free app.
Yeah.
Your Apple, your Android, doesn't matter. You can download it. It's absolutely free. You can hear all the sports, all the shows, all the sports that we have. We've got NBA basketball going on. We've got the weekly rattle. That is Pete Iannone, Pistol Pete's show, from the Diamondbacks down in Phoenix. He does a weekly podcast on the latest on the Arizona Diamondbacks, and it's on KNOT exclusively.
Awesome.
And so you can do all that stuff.
Yeah.
Now, what's the big announcement? Okay, there's another one. Well, there's a couple.
Okay.
Hey, we're all going to be over at the home show this weekend. It's the first time we're going to have a booth there.
That is so exciting.
We're going to be on the floor right next to Badger Roofing.
Ah, perfect.
So come on by, say hello. Will you come by at some point this weekend? Are you going to be? Okay, that's silence. We'll get back to you on that one.
well,
Sorry.
maybe before or after
Wow.
golf. We'll see. I mean, the weather, Jason, come on.
Well, there is golf. Okay, I got you there. You got me. No worries.
Okay.
But we're going to be there all weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I may have some swag.
Nice. Yeah.
But okay, what's the big thing? 93.5. I drive around on Saturday mornings and I see all across Prescott all these little car shows going on.
Yeah.
Really cool stuff, let me
Right.
tell you.
Right.
And then, of course, there's the big ones that happen. Well, they got to have a soundtrack. Well, starting next Saturday, not this Saturday because I'm going to be over at the home show.
Right.
The next Saturday, from 6 to 10 a.m. on 93.5, Classic Rock is going to go classicer.
Oh,
It's going to be the
nice.
Prescott Jukebox.
Nice.
The best of rock and roll when rock and roll was young.
So what do you saying? 50s?
Are we kicking off with Rock Around the Clock and then
Gotcha.
50s and early 60s?
Nice.
Up until and through A Hard Day's Night and the Beach Boys,
Love it.
all the Elvis I can get my hands on, Buddy Holly, all that stuff. We're going to be playing it on Saturday mornings, the Saturday 10 starting next weekend.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Yes.
We want to have some fun with all of this
Of
stuff.
course we do.
And very soon, hopefully by Friday when we
Yes.
open the home show,
Okay.
we are going to have a website. One more website, but this is going to be a good one.
Okay.
It's called PrescottBroadcasting.com.
And can you get to all the other websites from that one?
All the websites will be on the front page.
Nice.
All the QR codes, all the downloads of all the apps, everything in one spot.
Wow, look at us.
What can I say?
Fantastic. You've been very busy, Jason. Thank you.
Well, that's everybody under me at the staff here, too.
Yeah.
Everybody's been busy.
Yes.
Everybody's been busy.
Well, that all sounds great. And, the home show, everybody's going to be out at the home show. So
Oh, I can't wait.
At one point or another. Is it Friday, Saturday, and Sunday?
Yes.
Okay.
9 to 5 Friday, Saturday, 9 to 3 on Sunday.
Okay.
And are you kidding? Everybody's going to be there.
Fabulous.
Bring your golf clubs and play through.
There you go. Well, we're glad you're here to share all that great information with us. Thank you, Jason.
Well, and that's the show for the day. I think
Okay.
I took the whole hour. So
Well,
there you
yeah,
go.
we really don't need to ask you about the weather because Drew told us yesterday it's going to look like yesterday all week long. So pretty much.
Pretty much. It's going to be a little cooler this weekend.
Okay.
You're going to be hit. It's going to be a little breezy. It's going to be in the 60s. So if you're out on the north course,
Right.
watch out for those house hazards. You're probably going to be going into them a little bit. So be careful.
I don't hit the houses. Are you kidding me?
They,
Maybe once in a while.
Mrs. McCluskey over on the third fairway, she knows me pretty well, along with Mr. So-and-so over
Yeah.
on the fourth. They all know me.
I
Yes.
love it. I love it. Very good. Well, I have some sad news to report this morning. Chino Valley's Drew Wren did not move on American Idol last night.
You didn't vote enough, Leza.
I voted all I could.
I am disappointed.
Last
in
night,
you.
Scott goes, "How do I vote for her?" I said, "You can't. We had to vote the night before." And he did. He did vote for her then, too. But, yeah, she did not make it into the top 14, so her run is done. But she did a great job, made us all super, super proud, gave us something really exciting to focus on for a few weeks. And so now she's got to go back home to Nashville from Hollywood, which isn't so bad.
Hollywood or is it Hawaii?
No, they were in Hawaii, then they were in Hollywood, and now she's probably going to go home to Nashville. Maybe she'll stop by Chino Valley. If she does, I'll try to get her on the show to tell us all about the behind-the-scenes stuff, because don't you want to know?
Yeah, but I don't know if she could talk about it. NDAs and all that stuff.
Well, we're
but-
going to ask her if she can talk about it, and I'm sure she'll share what she can. So,
Well, what are they going to do? Kick her off the show?
right?
Good point.
Good point. Well, she's been on 2 competition shows. She might want to be on another one. I mean, maybe
It's true.
Survivor next time. You know, I mean...
Naked and Afraid?
No, there you go. I'm going to tell her you said that.
That's a weird... Well, we've had local people do Naked and Afraid.
I love that show. Yeah, I could never do it, but I love it. All right, so that was the sad news. But I just want to, if she's listening or her family's listening, congratulate her for, top 20 out of all those. We saw how many people auditioned. Hundreds upon hundreds. So top 20 is pretty darn good.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad.
All right. I don't know if Jim's going to call in with his Eagle update, but the Eaglets are unattended right now, and I'm very concerned. Are you concerned?
No, well, I was concerned earlier before you came in. They were
Yeah.
flapping. That one right there, the
Look at
big
him.
one, was flapping his wings.
He's staring right at the camera. It's a little unnerving.
Trying to figure out what's making all that noise over there.
Remember, we learned that at this point they're going to start flapping their wings more to strengthen their muscles, so when they take flight, they will be ready to go.
And if not, the other one eats that one.
Apparently so. They ate one already, so I mean, don't count it.
They didn't eat it.
Yes, they did.
Yes, they did, Jason. It died in a storm. This is what our Eagle correspondent Jim
yeah.
Lamerson shared one morning when everybody's having breakfast. That the eaglet did not make it because of the storm, but then they all recycled the baby eaglet.
That's not what I saw on the video.
Okay, we'll take it up with Jim.
Okay.
So anyway, they are unattended right now, and this big one is staring right at the camera. If you guys haven't checked it out, go to friendsofbigbearvalley.org, see our nation's bird, the little eaglets that we've been following for over a month. Now tell me, why did you put the mispronouncing Leza jar out here? We've got a jar here, Jason. This was not approved, so I hope we don't get in trouble.
There's a tax on it.
But
Well, okay. Well, then we're going to have to go even higher because I put it out because Drew still needs to put money in there, and Drew's not here.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, the tariffs went in effect, so it's not going to be $1 anymore. It's going to be $5 now.
If you mispronounce my name, Leza, which Drew does every morning, it's going to be $5.
Yep.
Okay.
It's inflation and tariffs.
Inflation and tariffs, people. We got to eat too.
Yeah. The 99 cents menus don't exist anymore. The
Not at all.
$5 menus, yeah.
Yes.
And so we need a couple of sandwiches.
Okay. All right. So the jar is back out. Oh, I should hold it up for those to see.
It's always been in the
It's got
corner.
more money in it
It's
than I
just-
thought.
Yeah, well, Barry did a lot of that on purpose.
Yeah.
But,
He thinks it's funny.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, very good. We have Jim Lamerson on the line, our Eagle correspondent, calling in with an update. Good morning, Jim.
Well, good morning. Gizmo and Sonny are just fine. Jackie and Shadow leave them a lot, quite a bit.
Okay.
But one of them's always in a tree not too far away watching what's going on.
Okay, good.
So I mean, they've got to be able to stretch their wings and everything. They're not little baby birds anymore. Look at the size of them.
They're huge.
Yeah, they're huge, and it's time that they start stretching their wings a little bit.
Okay.
So Mom and Dad are always around. One of them's always there.
Okay, that's what I thought, but I didn't see them, so I got a little concerned.
Well, that's only because you got to have that
Wide angle.
a bunch of eyes because there's lots of trees in the woods.
Good point. Very good
So,
point, Jim.
I just thought I'd share with you. We've been watching them quite a bit.
Okay.
And, they're just fine.
Anything new to report?
No, not other than what we just said. I mean, they're just fine, and Jackie and Shadow leave them on a regular basis, and a lot of times they're in the nest by themselves, and they're stumbling over each other, and
Okay.
now they're starting to stretch their wings, and they're starting to get ready to flap, 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 and pretty soon they're going to exercise those little wings.
I
and
love it.
They're going to start to take off. So,
Okay, as long as they don't walk out of the nest, I'm good to go.
well, I'm sure that Jackie or Shadow, whichever one is on guard, 'cause
Yeah.
one of them's on guard at all times. They're just not in the nest at all times.
Right.
Now they had family supper last night. That was kind of neat to watch.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Jackie brought in a big trout, and it was pretty neat to watch them all eat. And then all of a sudden, you heard the screeching of Shadow in the background, and all of a sudden he was there, and you saw all four of them in there. But the nest shrunk.
Yeah, right? The nest was huge, but not so much.
Well, no, the nest is huge. It's just that the birds overflow it.
Yes.
So, all right, you have a good day.
Jim, thanks for calling in. We
Yep,
appreciate you. All right. It is Conversations with Carol Chamberlain this morning. So Carol and our guests, Ellen Radovich and Laura Markey, are coming up next here on Leza Live. Oh, I did mention this, right? Yes,
No.
the
Did
baseball
you?
game.
Okay.
Yeah, John is so good. Our sports director, he always gives me little program notes so I can be sure to tell the people. But I did. I mentioned Prescott High's playing Bradshaw Mountain in baseball, and you can hear it on our sports station, the Team 1450 AM KNOT. Broadcast starts at 3 o'clock.
Don't forget to download the app before the game.
Download the app before the game. Very good. Thank you, Jason. All right. So dental emergencies can strike when you least expect them. No fun for sure, but Pro Solutions Dental Group is here to help. From severe pain to unexpected accidents, their expert team is ready to provide fast, compassionate care when you need it most. Don't let a dental emergency ruin your day. Trust the pros at Pro Solutions to bring relief and get you back on track quickly. Learn more about their emergency services at PrescottDentist.com, or you can give them a call, 928-776-1208. Again, that's 928-776-1208. Happy Earth Day. It's Leza Live on the news, 103.5 FM, KYCA. Matt reminded me that it's Earth Day, and that's very important. But then you made a really good point earlier, so I kind of just decided not to bring it up. But what was your point?
Every day is Earth Day.
Every day. We live on the Earth. We got to take care of it every day. Thank you, Matt, for that public service announcement. It's also School Bus Drivers Day, which is just as important because you know, you can take 2 kids to school in your car, but imagine taking 70.
I cannot imagine.
No
way.
Absolutely. So anyway, let's move forward. Carol Chamberlain's in. Thank you for taking care of last Thursday and Friday.
It was my pleasure,
Yeah.
Lisa. It's good to see you back in your seat again.
Thank you. It's always a good time in the studio.
Oh, that is
yes,
so
they
true.
said you were a lot of fun. And
if I'm nothing, I'm fun.
Exactly. Amen. And I think that was my response. So thank you for filling in.
It was so fun.
All right. So we do these once a month. They're conversations with Carol. Carol comes up with some conversation starter topics.
Exactly.
And then why don't you introduce the 2 ladies that are joining us
I
this
would
morning?
love that. First, we have Ellen Radovich, who, when I went to say she is a realtor with the Realty Execs, she said I play more tennis than anything.
Ah, nice.
But there are some really neat things I found out about her. She really has expertise in home construction. Certainly we know that, and land development. But you're a civil engineer.
Yeah, I got my degree from University of Arizona in civil engineering. I'm a PE, so that's after my an MD for a doctor. I'm a
Right.
PE, so it's kind of cool and
That is
fancy.
cool.
I don't do any civil engineering whatsoever anymore, but that PE is staying there.
Absolutely.
What made you want to do that? Oh, that's another question for a different day.
Okay.
I think it's a good question. I was going to ask the same thing.
Well, then let's hear what made you want to do that.
When I got out of high school, my uncle Mike Langston, he was a mechanical engineering, and he was such an important person in my life. And he got me a summer job in Alaska, and so I was working with him and all of his buddies, and it was just kind of like a obvious path to go towards. And I just stayed. It was not easy, and it was not fun, but I made it somehow, some way.
That is cool.
So you can really put together a Lego set quickly.
But I don't even know if I'd go that far anymore.
We also are so lucky to have with us Laura Markey, who is the owner of the Center for Physical Excellence. And I also might add that she has her doctorate in physical therapy and teaches all over the country because you love helping other people be as good as you, I'm assuming.
Oh, thank you. Well, I figure the more people that I can help advance in their careers, the more people they touch. So it just is exponential.
It's a good way of doing it. And I got to tell you, everybody needs a physical therapist at one time or another in their lives. There's
Yes.
just no question
There's
about
been
it.
a couple times where I've called Laura as a friend and said, I've got this issue. When I was training for Dancing for the Stars, do you remember
Oh,
that?
yeah, I
and
do.
my back, she immediately come right in. You know, I mean, she really cares. I've always had that feeling
Oh,
about
thank you.
That's
Thank you.
well, I'm going to have you on speed dial. That's just all I can say. So we are lucky to have these two women with us today.
Absolutely. Love it. So do you have some good questions for
I
it?
actually do. How
Yeah.
did you like these? They're different.
I
a
thought
little
they were
different.
hard.
Wait. Did you see the questions already?
Oh,
Well,
a couple of us.
We
did,
have
yeah.
to. I have to approve them. So
Well,
no, I'm
yeah.
kidding. I'm kidding.
You're the guest.
Yes.
Okay.
So
The first one is
they're just thought provoking.
As long as it's not calculus.
There's
I'm in.
no calculus,
okay.
and it just takes a little bit of thought.
It does.
Yeah.
And if you get stumped on a question,
And
one
it's
of
not
us
too,
will.
and it's not too personal.
Oh.
Sorry, didn't mean to.
Oh,
step
that's
on you.
perfectly okay.
Yeah.
Actually, I like to get personal. So
Yeah.
the first one is, what is the most exciting event you've ever witnessed? And we'll start with Ellen. If you have something, the most exciting event. Well, I'm going to start.
Please.
Okay. Yeah. Since you.
So it's 1976, and it is the bicentennial, and I'm living in Chicago.
Yeah.
And everybody's really ramped up, excited, and I'm driving along Lakeshore Drive, and it stops. It is a parking lot on Lakeshore Drive.
my
Everybody
gosh.
got out of their cars and watched the fireworks over the lake. That was my most exciting event ever.
Wow.
Yeah,
That
pretty
is
good.
exciting.
It is.
Yeah. Very
How
good.
did you come up with one?
Yeah, I was gonna. I mean, mine's not as exciting as yours, but the birth of my children.
Oh,
You
well.
know,
there you
I
go.
mean, seriously, there's nothing like giving birth.
well, I
So,
don't know. So
yeah,
there you
yeah.
have it.
So there you have it. Yeah.
Okay, Laura, how about you?
Well, there's so many exciting events that have gone on in my life. I would say I had the opportunity to teach in Manila, Philippines, just this past year. And one thing that really touched my heart and soul is watching, and I call it an event, I guess, is just watching these young physical therapists, their eyes light up, their passion towards how they want to grow and what they want to do. It changed my world and changed my life just because of who they were. And I would say that was one exciting event for me.
Actually, that is really neat to hear. And it encompassed what you do and who you are.
Exactly.
So Ellen, did you think of something?
Well, I came up with something that it doesn't sound as exciting as Laura's, but it happened kind of recently. I wouldn't say it's the most exciting thing ever, but it was a very exciting event. It was just this past weekend. So as I mentioned, I play a lot of tennis, and I got my daughter, who's a senior at NAU, to join me in some tennis. And she's new. She's an athlete from a long time ago, or high school volleyball, so she kind of just went right into it. We played our very first doubles match up at NAU, and we won.
That's exciting.
Yes, and my son was there watching, and my husband was
That's
out of town,
fun.
but it was great. It was very exciting.
Very exciting.
Not teaching in Manila or anything like that, but
I didn't think I would either, but it was amazing.
Okay, we're ready for the second one.
Sure. See, pretty easy, right?
pretty easy.
Pretty easy.
If you could have the original of anything in the world, what would you want it to be? But you have to remember, you can't sell it. You can only enjoy it. So what would you like to have most, Laura?
Oh, that's a hard one
Oh,
because
maybe.
having something is to me materialistic, and I am not a material person.
You're not?
I'm a service person. So that's a hard one. I enjoy giving. So
that's
I don't
just
know.
not
I don't
your
have a great
jam.
answer.
Oh, that's okay. Not your jam. Do you have something, Ellen?
I have something that when you said you couldn't sell it, it kind of rang in. I was gifted a fur coat from a friend of mine, her mother, and so I took it down to Phoenix to have it cleaned or taken care of. While I was there, she had and I apologize if it offends anybody of the not into it, but what was really interesting about it, it was a leopard coat. A real live leopard coat.
Wow.
And
Not live, hopefully.
Well, no, not live, thank goodness.
Grr.
But it was a trench coat style,
Neat.
and it weighed. I just held. It was there to get cleaned. I held. I don't know if it was 10 pounds or 20 pounds. The interesting thing is because they're protected. You cannot buy this. You cannot sell this. You cannot cross
Wow.
state lines. There were all these rules about this particular jacket.
Mm-hmm.
But still, man, that thing was
You
cool.
wanted it.
Oh, it had to be gorgeous.
You could just put it on a stool and lie on
Just
it.
look
you
at
know?
it. Yes, it was
That's true.
beautiful.
I love
How
it.
about you, Leza?
I would like the KFC original recipe.
What?
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
You couldn't
Just
sell
a
it.
joke. Just a joke. No. I'm just kidding. I think I would like to have Leonardo da Vinci's sketchbook, his original sketchbook
Oh.
with his backward handwriting,
Oh.
all of his thoughts, his daydreams. I mean, that would be something. And I think that I would get a lot of enjoyment out of that.
I think so too. You'd probably be looking at that every day.
Yeah, I wouldn't have to. I mean, I wouldn't want to sell it. I'd want to enjoy it.
I would have a Picasso sculpture. Not as big as the one in Chicago, that outdoor one that I copied in my
Yes. Your
in
welding
my
class.
welding class.
Yes.
But I would like an original smaller one that we
Yes.
could just put either on the patio or in the living room and look at every day.
Yes, I could see that in your house.
I would love that.
Yeah, that would be wonderful. Let's take a quick break.
Okay.
Okay, when we come back, more conversations with Carol, Ellen Radovich, and Laura Markey this morning on Leza Live. So, taking care of your health should never be an afterthought. And at Prescott Women's Clinic, it never is. For over 4 decades, they've been the trusted choice for women's health care in our community, offering everything from annual exams to pregnancy care and menopause support. Their team is compassionate, knowledgeable, and they are ready to provide the care that you deserve. Don't put off your health. Schedule your appointment today with Prescott Women's Clinic. Give them a call, 928-778-4300, or visit PrescottWomen'sClinic.com. Welcome back to Leza Live on the News, 103.5 FM KYCA. It's Conversations with Carol Chamberlain today. Our guests, Ellen Radovich and Laura Markey. And I'm sure you have another thought-provoking question for us, Carol.
Actually, sort of a fun one,
Oh,
I
good.
think. So, what is the most incredible weather event you've ever experienced personally? Weather event. Laura.
Oh,
look at
I
that.
have one.
Ah,
It came,
it came
right,
right
to
to.
my head. My family had a family reunion down in the Grand Canyon on a river rafting trip. And we were down in the canyon and we kind of saw clouds rolling in through the canyon. And our guides started getting a little bit nervous. And they're like, oh my gosh, we better put up our tents tonight because normally you sleep kind of out under the stars.
Right.
Next thing you know, these dark clouds, the thunder clouds, just come straight through the canyon. And what we thought might have just been rain turned into hail, turned into sleet and high winds. And we all ran for cover. And we didn't have our tents up yet. And it was painful. I was underneath the dinner table where they cooked dinner on the shore, trying to not get pummeled with hail because
Wow.
it was like quarter-size hail.
Yeah.
So that would be mine.
Actually,
That's a good one.
It is a really good
Oh,
one.
and you know what else is funny? My late my great aunt, nobody could find her, and she comes out of the bushes with her cup of bourbon, catching these little ice chips for her drink. But
Smart.
anyway, yeah.
God bless her.
Cool off my bourbon,
Right,
baby.
exactly.
How about you, Ellen?
Well, mine is also monsoon related, kind of like that sounds. And I can tell you the exact date. It was September 11th, 1999. So 2 years before the New York City. It was in Wickenburg. It was my wedding day.
Oh.
It was all outdoors. And during the vows, you could see the same thing, the clouds rolling in and here. And the pictures are beautiful.
Oh, I bet.
And we got to about the first dance, and there's even a lightning bolt picture from the first dance. And then there it came, and it poured. And in my memory, it poured for hours and hours and hours. Everybody else said it was about 30, 40 minutes, but just enough time for the DJ to get completely drunk, anybody else who was helping to be completely, because all of the alcohol, the kegs, the party stuff was under one of the horse cover. What do we call it? The
Barns.
yeah,
or-
something like that.
Pavilion
So the
or-
pavilion. So
yeah.
that's where we all, obviously went to
Sure.
and stayed there for quite some time.
Oh
so
my
that was
gosh.
my most incredible weather event. Not exciting to anybody else,
Oh.
but for me it was.
Very
can only
exciting on
imagine.
your wedding day.
Yeah, we can only
A
imagine.
memorable wedding day. Did it
Right.
ruin the food?
I think, let's see. No, that was in another cover. So thank goodness we had a little bit of food and a lot of alcohol.
Well, it just helps everything,
Right,
doesn't it?
right.
Okay, how about you, Leza?
Mine was a monsoon too. We
Wow.
were on Lake Powell with the kids and 2 dogs, and we were boating. We have a ski boat, and we were camping out. And all of a sudden, these storm clouds rolled in, and there's like a huge, not a cliff, but a big wall of rock behind us. So Scott got out and got into the boat with Dempsey, and Delaney and I were huddled underneath this mountain. There's another boat across from us. Scott pulled the boat out of the little cove to get it out into the lake because the waves and the wind will smash boats into each other. And Delaney and I we're like, okay, and there's lightning and thunder, and the people in the houseboat were like, come over. And we're like, no. They wanted us to swim with our little chihuahuas to their houseboat. So we sat there, and eventually Scott came back. We got in the boat. We went out. The kids will not go back to Lake Powell.
Wow.
They were so traumatized.
Wow.
Yeah. And so, it was another Arizona monsoon.
Well, actually, mine is not a monsoon, but it was just a couple of years ago. Ken and I started out in Lowe's, and when Ken goes to Lowe's, it's like a 2.5 hour adventure. Anyway, that same thing just happened yesterday, but this was 2 years ago.
Okay.
And I saw the clouds rolling in, and we got in the car and started for home. And just as we're approaching the Narrows on 89, Maxwell, our standard poodle, is in the back seat. I heard that first thump, and the hail had begun. And immediately in the car, the sound of hail is so incredibly loud and stereophonic. It's more than stereophonic, it's quadraphonic. It's everywhere.
Deafening.
Yes.
Maxwell is crawling up to the dashboard between us.
Scared.
And so Ken has stopped the car under a tree.
yeah.
And the question is, do you stay there or do you make a run for it?
Right.
Well, we chose to stay there until it got light enough to drive. And when we got home, got out of the car, you've just got your fingers crossed. $38,000 worth of damage to the
my.
car.
Oh, man.
Some people tried to total it. We just wouldn't let them.
Yes.
So that was my weather experience.
Wow.
We all have one.
Yes,
Yep.
we do.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes more than one.
Yep, that's true. Actually, I did have another hail one in Texas. Hail is just
Yeah,
bad.
it's scary because it's so damaging.
It is. So do we have time for another one
Yeah,
now?
yes, you
Okay, so what is the most beautiful drive you've ever taken? Drive. And be as descriptive as you possibly can. So you're in your car, Ellen. What's the most beautiful drive you've ever taken?
This one's easy. This is the drive. It's called the $1 Million Highway through Colorado. You go up, well, let's see, I can't remember the towns exactly, but you wind up in Ouray. And you have a cliff on your right. As you're heading to Ouray, you have a cliff on your right and that goes up, and a cliff on your left that goes down. And it's a 2-lane road, and there's no guardrails. And if you are unlucky enough to be in a motorhome or something like that,
Right.
you are white-knuckled, gripped, but you have to enjoy the beauty around you. I mean, it is unbelievable. Just the mountainside and the scenery is just gorgeous, but it is a not for the faint of heart. That is for sure.
That is true. And
Wow.
I've been on that drive, and I was not in a motorhome, and I was white. So I gotcha, girl. How about you, Laura?
Ooh, that's kind of an easy one for me too. I'm very fortunate in my career. I was able to go to Norway in 1996, and one of my mentors, or my main mentor in my life as far as my career goes, he's from Norway. So he took a group of us on a bus tour after we were in Lillehammer for a world conference, and we started in northern Norway up in the Arctic Circle. That was just phenomenal. Everything was white. They had little igloos or shelters for people that needed to get out of the weather and stay, I guess, to them warm. They didn't look warm to me. But as you drive down south in Norway, you stop at fjords and glaciers, and I never thought that glaciers were turquoise blue. I mean, I never in my life. I mean, it was so beautiful, and you'd be hiking in a glacier and then looking down at this green pasture with this lake around it, and I'll never forget that ever.
I wonder if those glaciers are still there.
I hope so.
I hope so.
I hope so
I
too.
hope so.
On Earth
That's
Day.
beautiful. Yeah. How about you, Leza?
Well, mine, I wasn't driving, but I was riding. And it was on safari in Maasai Mara, Kenya. And I have to tell you, you know the scene from The Lion King when they're singing Hakuna Matata. And there are herds of zebra. And there are herds of elephant. And there are towers and journeys of giraffe. And there are, antelope and warthogs, and they're all in the same plane, and it's exactly like that show, that cartoon. And when we went on safari, I had no idea we were going to see the mass amount of animals. I thought we'd have to hunt for them, not to kill them, but hunt to see them, and they were everywhere. And it
Oh,
was
that's on my
just-
bucket list.
Yeah, you got to make it happen. It was on mine as well, and it was something that I have to see again. I have to go again.
That sounds
Yeah,
incredible.
it really was amazing.
So I'm going to take mine a little closer, and it's not as much the scenery as it was me. So I've just gotten a convertible where we drive over the mountain 89A towards Sedona. I drop Ken off for a meeting, and the wind is blowing in my hair, and I'm driving through Sedona up 89A. The music is cranked up. I actually started crying because it was one of the most beautiful moments of my life. So maybe it's not just what was around me, though it is a gorgeous drive, not like the safari, not like Norway, maybe not even like the $1 Million Mile, but it was something to me.
Oh, that you
That
just
is cool.
painted a picture. We could feel what you were feeling, the
Absolutely.
joy, the
Oh,
absolute
absolutely.
sheer joy.
And the wind in your hair, did you
Yeah.
feel that? Good.
Yeah, I felt it.
Yeah.
I felt
So
it.
happy.
I love that. Let's take another quick break, shall we? We're talking about the weather. In Arizona, as we all know, it is very unpredictable. Blazing hot 1 minute, freezing cold the next, and that's why you got to trust AC Medic Heating and Air to keep your home comfortable all year round. Locally owned and operated right here in Prescott, these pros are ready to handle anything. Repairs, installations, tune-ups, you name it, you need it, they've got it, they'll take care of you. So don't wait until you're sweating buckets or bundling up indoors. Call AC Medic Heating and Air, your trusted first responder for comfort. And get this, they offer seniors, veterans, and first responders 10% off repairs. The number, I got it, you need it, 928-848-6224. Again, 928-848-6224. Welcome back to Leza Live on the News 103.5 FM KYCA. Having lovely conversations this morning with Carol Chamberlain, Ellen Radovich, and Laura Markey. And Carol, how do you come up with these questions?
Actually, I spent some time looking for them.
Yeah.
But this particular one, Ken was looking for some decks of cards to play with. And went into our game drawer and came up with a couple of packs of conversation starter questions.
Oh, my gosh.
So I didn't even have to go online. I went to my drawer.
Isn't that nice? Awesome.
Laura is pointing out to me that I stole a pen from the Center for Physical Excellence.
I just noticed that. I'm sorry I interrupted you, but I'm like, hey,
No, that's
I know that
perfect.
pen.
Such good advertisement. Thank
Right?
you for the freebie.
There you go.
Okay, here's our next one. What is the one item that you own that has virtually no monetary value, but has such sentimental value that you wouldn't sell it for $10,000?
10?
I just raised it. $10,000.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start with Laura.
Okay, the first thing I can think of is my daughter has a heart of gold, and her kindness is amazing. She does little arts and crafts, and she wrote a book for me. I think she gave it to me on Mother's Day or even a random day because that's her. But it's like What I Love About Mom.
Aw.
And I keep it on my bedstand, and every once in a while I'll go through it. And Leza, you'll remember this. It was back in the hockey days.
Yeah.
And she was just saying such sweet things about me being adventurous and being a little crazy, which I am and I was. And I will cherish that forever.
Absolutely.
I love that. $10,000 would not come close.
No.
Heck no.
No. Absolutely
Okay.
not.
Ellen, how about you?
I'm not ready yet. Somebody else go.
Okay, so Leza.
Mine's very similar to Laura's. Mine are actually letters that my daughters wrote to Scott and I before they got married, and then the letters that they thanked us after their weddings. I mean, it's totally two things I didn't ever expect.
Yeah.
But a thank you note for helping them have their dream weddings, and just these things are priceless. I actually have two of them on my fridge still. I mean, they're kind of fresh. It's been 3 years since Delaney got married, but yeah, very sweet. I mean, heartfelt, and I mean, you just don't have any idea unless they tell you.
That is so cool. And
Yeah.
it's so neat to hear you all talk about how much your children and their overtures mean to you.
Oh yes.
I really do love that.
Mhm.
Well, mine is way different.
That's okay.
Mine is, this is a funny one because nobody wears these anymore, but mine is my nurse's cap that I got when I when I graduated from college, and it had a little pin on it for my graduation year, and it's in my closet in a box. And one time when we were, have you ever played the sack game where you put something in a sack that could define your life?
Oh.
I put my nurse's cap in that because even though I'm no longer working as a nurse, everybody asks me medical things, and I really do think it was foundational to my life. So my nurse's cap.
Love that.
Yeah,
I want to
that's
see you in it. I bet Ken has seen you in it before.
Kid
We don't need to go there.
garter belt and high heels.
And the nurse's cap.
I'm picturing it right now, and it's it's fantastic.
Carol, you've given us lots of visuals. You in the convertible, you in a nurse's cap,
stick
and
with
high
me.
heels.
Right? Did you think of something?
Well, I think I have to piggyback on Leza and Laura saying I do have a box. It's an older jewelry box, and I've got my grandmother's ring that she had when she was, I think she graduated 8th grade because that was such a big deal. So I have that. I mean, it's fine. And in that box also is letters from my kids and Happy Mother's Day and the little bead bracelets that you get with the ladybugs. I mean, it's that box of just things that
Memories.
not
Little
worth a thing
treasures.
to anybody else but me. Mhm.
Yep, I love it.
That's
I
really
love it.
cool.
Let's take another break real
All
quick,
right.
and we'll come back with our last segment here on Leza Live. Stay with us. And we're back. Thanks for hanging out with us. It's Leza Live on the News 103.5 FM KYCA. Conversations with Carol Chamberlain, Ellen Radovich, and Laura Markey this morning. Hit us, Carol.
All right. Now, I'm asking for 3, but don't get stumped on that. If your life were literally flashing before your eyes, what 3 moments or scenes from your past would really stand out to you? Doesn't have to be 3. Give me 1 or 2 or 3 if you have them. Okay, Leza.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go back to the kids again because really, once you have had a child,
Yes.
your whole life changes and you don't live for yourself anymore. You are now responsible for another human being. So I have to say the birth of my 2 children, one was very fast, 4 hours, no drugs, perfect everything. Second one was emergency C-section. Baby almost died. She had a prolapsed cord, very traumatic. And so the births of my children, I mean, I can't think of, and then maybe the death of my mother. That was very profound as well, being there the minute she took her last breath.
Oh.
And those would stand out.
Very personal flashing before your eyes.
Yeah.
How about you, Ellen?
Same thing. The birth of the kids and my wedding day. Man, I feel like a little repetitive here. Driving down the $1 Million Highway. No, I'm kidding. But definitely that. And then just, I think I would think of the events, like when we were all sitting around laughing in a campground or at a bonfire or something like that. Those kind of events would flash. I can't think of anything in particular. Unfortunately, maybe some of the cringy past moments, like, those would come up as well.
You would hope not.
Probably.
Right? It's
You
like,
really
oh,
do
please
hope
forgive
not.
me.
Right.
Absolutely. What are you being forgiven for when it's flashing?
Oh, I'm not talking about it. No, we're on radio.
That's a
I'm
little
not
too
going there.
personal, Carol.
Okay, how about you, Laura? Things
And
flashing.
again, repetitive. Birth of my kids, my daughter's wedding, and just seeing from a mom's standpoint how freaking beautiful she was, and how wonderful her husband is, and just seeing the potential for a future life together for them forever.
And how happy
I
they
wasn't
were.
so lucky, but yes, and how happy they were and the way they looked at each other, and that was absolutely
How lovely.
incredible. And I forgot the last one. I had one more and I forgot.
Okay,
It'll
if it
come
comes
to
up,
you.
yeah.
It'll come to you. So, my first one is I've just graduated from college. I've passed my state bars, and I packed my car and moved to Chicago. And I was 22 years old, didn't know anybody in Chicago. First time I'd visited there once because my sister lived there when her husband was getting his PhD from University of Chicago. But that's the only I just knew that I wanted to go.
You
So
didn't have a job or anything. You just
didn't have a job.
Wow.
How
But
brave.
That is brave.
It was really very, and I don't remember how much I had in my pocket, but it couldn't have been more than like a couple of $100. But I knew that with my nurse's license and that reciprocity, I could get a job, and I
Right.
got one the first week I was there. So that was a huge memory to me. And probably the second one was when I finally married Ken. I mean, we had, I can't remember, it was like a 24-year engagement.
You weren't sure.
And then getting married was just something that I really didn't think was going to be important to me, but looking back on it, it's been very important.
Oh,
So
yes,
those are my two.
absolutely. Wonderful. Did you think of your third, Laura?
You know, there's a couple. In 2018, I was just looking back at some pictures, and I'm Christian, so I decided to rededicate myself and get baptized again at Quad City Christian Church. So that kind of stands out to me because
Sure.
it was kind of a jump start, a restart. Yeah, I would say that.
Actually, that's a really cool
That
one.
is,
Especially
definitely.
if you think your life is going to be flashing in front of your eyes when you're on your way out. So that's a really good
Right.
one to grab onto, I would
Right,
say.
Right. You know what? We have 1 minute left.
Oh, my
1 minute.
1 minute left. I know it goes fast, doesn't it?
I was scared to death.
When I first started this job and in this talk show, and they're like, you're going to talk for an hour, and Jason kind of does this. I'm like, I don't think I can do it. And now it's like, an hour is just not enough time. We need 2.
I absolutely know that. In fact, I was your first guest.
Yes, you were.
One of your 2 first guests.
Mhm, you and Debbie.
Police Chief, Debbie
Yes,
Black.
Debbie Black, thank you.
And you said, oh my gosh, I said to you, we know that we're going to be able to
Yeah.
fill this.
And we did.
And we did.
We did. So 30 seconds now. I want to thank you both for coming on. It was a lot of fun. Thanks for sharing your thoughts and feelings with us. It's just kind of a fun thing to do with ladies once a month.
Oh,
And
thanks
Thank you
you're
for having
for
us.
having
Mysteries.
us.
You're
It
welcome.
was fun. So
And
much fun.
You're welcome. And thank you, Carol, for the questions.
My
Yes, Carol.
pleasure.
All right. Have a great day. I'll see you at noon on 99.1.